Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading for May 2020. It was hard for me to get out for some reason. I wanted to say 2019. This is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You may have planets in the sign of Virgo. You may be in love with a Virgo, or Virgo in love with you. Or you're intuitively guided to the reading and you're not a Virgo, which is great. I'm glad you listened to your intuition. Whatever brought you, I want to thank you so much. And yeah, I'm just happy you keep coming back. I really appreciate it. That means I feel that, you know, a lot of people appreciate my work, and that means the world to me. Otherwise, why do it, right? I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the reading. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and clear your mind. Do a little bit of deep breathing. As always, I invite your guides to join my guides to work cohesively to bring us the clearest reading possible. Whatever it is that we need to hear, maybe what we want to hear, but definitely what we need to hear. And let's begin. So we're going to start our reading this month with this deck of major arcanas, and you guys know I don't know the name of the majority of my decks because I don't keep the boxes. So it doesn't really matter. We'll just call them Virgo's deck right now. So we're going to use the major arcanas. We're going to grab a couple. We're going to let them come out naturally. This is going to give us the basis of our reading. We open with the Strength card of Leo. Not really looking at the signs at this point. It is our neighbor. Many of you know I'm also Virgo Sun. My boyfriend, who I now live with, is a Virgo Sun and a Virgo Moon. So there's a lot of Virgo in this house. I don't know, but I feel like this lady in the card is about to take flight. She's reminding me of Amelia Earhart, and I just feel like she's about to take flight. Maybe it's taken her some time. Maybe she had to find the guts, but she looks ready. I feel like she's definitely connected. She's feeling that she's connected. I'm talking spiritually connected. But she also feels very grounded. I like the balance that's coming from this card. I feel like for some of you, this is talking about situations that you have just overcome. And, you know, I don't want to say, and the better for it. However, I do feel like there was some type of growth within you because of. We have Judgment. So when Judgment shows up, it's the energy of pay attention, right? It's we could say a world card. It, to me, is the heavens. It's God calling for our attention, calling for us to listen, calling for us to pull upon our strength, right? It's about a rebirth. It talks about a new way of doing something. For some, it can be, you know, the new world. But it's something that we're being called, you know, it's like being called to action. So someone, I feel like, is being called to action, many of us. But it took a moment, right? We had to overcome something first, but we look more than ready. Showing the infinity sign within that strength card. That's the connection, as above, so below. You know, I know, doesn't mean you have to believe me, but I know that Spirit walks with us, beside us, at all times. Like, we're never really alone. Even if we feel alone, we don't have to. There's a way to connect. This may be talking about connecting to your spirituality. We have the High Priestess, and it's funny because she came in reverse. I'm going to leave her in reverse. I feel like we'll be fine, but I feel like this is exactly what this is saying. Is some of us have not been paying attention to our intuition, have not been paying attention to signs that we're given, that we're receiving. Maybe we recognize it, but then we get into our head. So I feel like this is really just talking about right now, about our intuition and not trusting it, right? Not trusting it could be because it's something that had happened, at an earlier time in your life. I guess let's stick with what I've been doing. So we're going to grab our next deck, which I think is the Illuminati, I think. And let's go a little deeper. One more shuffle. I like to do them in threes. I do a lot of things in threes. Can't even give you a reason why. The Trinity, I don't know. It's just, and that's not how I began when I started doing tarot, but it is what I do now, and it just feels habit, like, if I didn't do it 3 times, like, Alright. I just realized that the candles are not lit, and I want to light them. Sorry, just want to be careful because it is at the edge of the table. Look at that. So it burned me just a little. It's funny, I'm just now starting to feel it. Okay. Someone may feel like they've gotten burned. We have the Three of Wands flipped itself over in the deck. That's the energy of optimism. It can be a new perspective. It's the beginning of a path. It's saying yes, not just saying yes, like I've already said yes, and now I'm moving on this path. When you look at the Three of Wands in this deck, there's those ships. The ships to me represent abundance, different forms of abundance that are coming to you. But there's a few waves that these boats have to get through. But this is knowing that these boats are going to reach me. I'm calling them boats, but they're really ships. Well, they're sailboats. Anyway, this is feeling excited about knowing that these ships are coming. Some of you may be waiting for someone to come home that's on a ship. knowing that they're heading home, that type of energy. So it's a beautiful energy. Almost like saying there's one more wave we need to get through, one more wave, and then it's funny how your cards are turning around instead of coming out. So one more wave we got to get through before our abundance comes to us. But listen, in this card, we can see it. You know, usually in the Three of Wands, you don't see the ships. You just know that they're there, right? Here, we see them. And, you know, there's different ships. There's five. There's 5 different ships coming towards us. We have the Three of Pentacles. It's an energy of working together, each appreciating each other's unique style. This talks to you also about, it's funny, 3-3, 33. That's weird because somebody put their birth date in a comment under, it was either Leo or Cancer's video, and for some reason I just added it up and I thought, oh, you're a 33. And I was going to leave a comment, but I didn't have the time at that moment. But their life path was the 33, right? Master number 33. Well, we have 33. Then we have the High Priestess again, but she is in the upright now. We have the Death card, card of Scorpio. We have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's funny because as I look at the people on the board, very different, right? Strength card, Fire, that could definitely match this King of Wands. Again, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. We have the Death card, which is Scorpio's major arcana. And then we have our own, you know, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Jeez. Alright, looks like we're gonna, I don't think I'm gonna take these. But we have some cards out here. I am gonna take them. So, we're gonna need more room. We have the Fool coming under the High Priestess. Looking at this looking at the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. We have the Wheel coming under the Death card, by the way. If we want to look at the Death cards, funny, we have the High Priestess, who is in reverse. So my intuition doesn't feel clear, right? I'm not hearing, I'm not seeing, I'm not paying attention to the signs. Under that's the Death card, and then the Wheel. So this could certainly be talking about Spirit trying to reach you through your intuition. I mean, we do have the energy of a call to attention, right? And it's coming from the highest source. You know, looking at the Strength card, so maybe here with the High Priestess in reverse, you know, we feel called to do something, but we don't trust, right? We're not trusting in ourselves. We're not trusting in the process. There's something that, even though we feel a certain thing, maybe we overanalyze. It's a traitor, Virgo, right? We can feel the sign, and then it's like, wait a minute. You know what? I don't know. And then we start thinking too much, and we take the situation and we turn it around. But for some of you, I feel like it could be with Judgment card right here and the High Priestess again in the upright. This could be a loved one who has crossed, who is also trying to help bring a message to you. It is something on about your destiny. And the Fool's right next to it, so it is something that's new. It's something that's new. Maybe with this king, one of these kings, both of these kings. We could take the Fool, the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and say that they are the three people in the Three of Pentacles. That maybe this is a collaboration of something. You may be having some support come your way through the Three of Wands that will then put you into the Three of Pentacles, and perhaps you don't trust your own style, you don't trust your own work, that type of thing. Maybe others have put you down because of your unique style, and this is telling you the opposite. With the High Priestess, that's about trusting yourself. It's almost like a peek through the veil, right? But I also feel for some of the messages coming through are from loved ones who have crossed over, and they're excited to see these ships arrive for you. Matter of fact, chances are that it is spiritual energy that's helping these ships come in, and us, of course. We're always creating. What we're doing right now is going to create our future in some way. So we have that Fool who's about to walk on a destined path, with either both these kings or one of these kings. Let's keep going. We have the Princess of Wands coming under the King of Pentacles. We have the Moon under the King of Wands. Almost like, don't know if I can trust the King of Wands. I'm not saying you can't, but I feel like that's what someone's thinking. Like, I don't know if I can trust the King of Wands. I feel like the King of Pentacles, yeah, I feel that energy, but something within this King of Wands. Let's keep going, figure it out. We have the Two of Wands coming under the Fool, which is beautiful energy. We have the Two of Pentacles making that decision, right? Should I not? The Moon is here. That tells us that there's some things that are unknown. Some things are just going to be a gut call, right? It's not all going to be written in front of us like, this is the way, this is your next step you should take. No, some of this is based on our own intuition and what we're feeling, but there's some shadows being cast, right? There's some shadows being cast. But yet, I'm noticing within the Two of Wands, he's looking up at the Fool. So I don't think the Moon, if we're looking at that as a shadow over the truth, let's say, right now, I don't think it's going to have the influence that it normally has. Because you have so much, you have a lot of wands out, and that tells me that this is a period when you're really not in your head, where you're really not going to be doubtful, or if you're doubtful, it's for a moment, right? This is also showing me the signs that are being given to us, and we can follow them or we cannot. It's up to us, because underneath the wheel we have the Two of Pentacles. So I'm looking at these opportunities. I'm looking at something, right? Something that I want to do, or something I want to bring to me. And I'm asking myself, is this the right time? Do I have the finances to support it? Will it be financially productive for me? There's questions here. There's things that I don't know, I can't see. So it puts me in that question mode. What I like about the Two of Pentacles, though, is, I'm not really in my head. This is more about being realistic. Like, can I fit this in my time schedule? If it's about quitting one job to go do something else, can I do this financially? Is this a good time? So I'm asking real questions that I need to ask, but I definitely feel the two. Here we go, 2 and 2 again. 2 and 2, 3 and 3. Anyway, I feel as I question that, it's not that I feel like I want to go forward. Like, I want to go forward. Maybe I want to collaborate with someone, but I'm not sure if, you know, let's say there's 3 people. I'm not sure I can trust them all. This reminds me of someone who just asked for a reading. This may be helping you a little bit. Anyway, we still have more cards. Wow. We have the Chariot, card of Cancer, and we have the 8 of Pentacles, which I'm not going to start another line, so it's going to be attached to the 2 of Pentacles. So this is telling me that the questions I'm asking are exactly that. For a lot of you, it is about a business or how you make your money, right? Leaving one job, maybe an opportunity comes in, maybe more than one opportunity comes in, presents itself, and then you have to make a decision. Do I stay with what is the tried and the true, or do I take a chance like the Fool and say yes and move forward? The 8 of Pentacles tells you one thing. Well, it tells you a lot of things, but one of the main things in it is, you know, if you focus upon these pentacles, they will grow. They will grow. They will multiply. Wherever you put your focus in this time period feels very fortunate. Fortunate. Then you have the Chariot beside that. So the Chariot is almost like Judgment, saying we're going to help take you to where it is you need to go. We're going to help bring in the people that you may need, you know, at a particular time for you. So I feel the Chariot talking about balance within yourself, right? The 2 of Pentacles, though, I don't feel like it's, even though kind of juggling, right? He's on one foot. I still feel he's very secure. I don't feel like there's any chance of him falling over, anything like that. The ships are a little rocky behind him. You know, it's funny because he's not seeing the ships in this card, right? His back is to the ship, so it's almost like I'm trying to make the decision before they arrive. Before they arrive. And, you know, look at this. It's, you know, I just feel like I don't lose either way. I'm not losing either way. It's really, what does my soul want? Because it's coming under the wheel, and often I feel the wheel talks about our soul's desire. Not just our earthly desire, but also our soul's desire. So I feel there's a lot of stability within you as you make this decision, right, about, for some of you, how you make your money. It could certainly be also talking about someone within your employment that maybe you're attracted to, and that type of thing. But it started with the Chariot, which is the card of Cancer, by the way. So it talks about your own balance within that, the balance of the divine masculine, divine feminine, balance of our spirituality within our earthly world. You know, listening to the signs, trusting the signs. You know, this is, Chariot is normally, I don't need to hold the reins to control this outcome. So that tells me it's a very intuitive, almost natural, like spiritually natural. That's not what I want to say. Naturally spiritual. It's not how I want to say it, but you know, like, if I pay attention to the signs, I don't have to hold on to these. Maybe this is talking also about letting go of some control. And, you know, again, it's the energy of, it's my intuition that drives the Chariot, right? It's not my mind, it's not my thoughts, it's not my power, my physical power. It's my intuition. It's the balance of all, right? It's spiritual, it's earthly. And it's kind of up to me how I want to direct the Chariot. The Chariot, to me, talks also like a blessing of, if I stay in the light while I'm on this Chariot, I can truly take this anywhere. For some of you, it's talking about how you make your money and the ability of how it can truly multiply. Maybe it's going to multiply by 5. Well, hello. I hope that's for all of us. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Lovers card of Gemini on the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, this is talking about a relationship. But don't think it's just about a relationship. It's about your life, right? But perhaps a relationship within it. Some of you may automatically come in looking for a divine, I'm looking for that twin flame. I want to know about the twin flame journey, that type of thing. This can be a head over heart decision. Trying to make a decision. My heart is telling me one thing, my head might be telling me another thing. It's the first thing you're being told is to trust your intuition, because here you're not trusting your intuition, but that seems to turn around. It's like when I allow myself to receive the message, then I'm able to turn around how I even make my decisions, really. Seriously, under it. We have the Six of Cups under it. Six of Cups talks about a period in our life, usually when we were younger, a happy time, a happy place. It can certainly talk about a connection to someone, back in the day, and this is beautiful memories of that time. Makes me smile when I think about it. This has nothing to do with any kind of conflict. You may have conflict now, even with this person, but this talks about happier times, happier days. I often feel when I see the Six of Cups together and the Lovers, as it relates to a relationship, that someone is having conflict right now with someone, and where you're being asked to put your focus is back on the happy times. Remembering that this existed. Listen, if it existed once, it can exist again, right? So it's the connection to someone. But for some of you, this is about a head over heart decision. Do I do what I love, or do I continue doing, what maybe pays the bills, but doesn't bring me a lot of joy? That type of thing. You know what? For you guys, I am going to change up the clarifying deck. Just forgot the name. I'm not even going to try to think, because I don't want to get in my head here. Universal Tarot. Thank you. I feel like somebody just sent me that. So thank you. You guys don't think I'm connected to you? Trust me, I'm connected to you. Somebody just said, it's Universal Tarot, Sandy. And one more. We have the Death card on the bottom of the deck. So I know some of you are connected to a Scorpio. My daughter is a Scorpio. I have a lot of Scorpios in my life, but, my daughter's number one. But for some of you, I'm telling you, I feel like you're being guided, but you're not paying attention. But I feel like we can easily turn this around today, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's start at the beginning. We'll start with our major arcanas. So I have the Nine of Wands coming over the Strength card, and that's, I don't know, that's pretty powerful. Nine of Wands to me, a lot of people ask me to start tarot classes, and I do want to do that, to teach it. But I read, I don't read like tradition, like the way you maybe they say you should read, whoever they are. I read it very intuitively. So I don't even care what the meaning of the card is. It's about how it makes me feel. But the meanings are important to a point, because this talks about also focus, right? This is about focus, but this is the type of focus that reminds you of who you are and all that you've been through and all that you've overcome, really. It talks about, you know, well, this is a different guy here, but in one of my decks, the man in it is very muscular, you know, very cut, very physically in shape, and it's because of the experiences that he has had, that we have had, right? You know, it's spiritually strong. It reminds you of that, reminds you that, you know, this isn't your first time here on earth, and that you have had tougher decisions in your life. You have gone through harder things that you may be going through now, and you have overcome them. If meant to, you know, maybe we don't overcome everything. Something we didn't overcome in a past life, I feel like that is kind of what karma is in this life, right? And I hate to say it, well, I don't hate to say it this way, I'm going to say it this way. It's the opportunity to close that door. You know, it's like another chance to close that door for good, for those who believe in incarnation, right? You know, there are karmic lessons, and I mean, we can accept it or we cannot. I guess it's up to, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's this High Priestess in reverse. It's just like, I feel like for some of you, I don't know, let's just keep it positive. Anyway, so I love that this is coming over the Strength card. It's just, it's you feeling the power. It's you allowing yourself to feel the power of all that you are, right? All that you are. It's also very protected energy. A very spiritual energy to me. So coming over the Strength card, I kind of find that beautiful. Number 9. Okay, well, these came face up, so we're going to start here. We have the High Priestess. So we have the High Priestess 3 times now in your reading. Coming over Judgment. I'm telling you, you're receiving signs. You're seeing synchronicities. We're already seeing them in our reading here. This is Spirit, Source, telling you, pay attention to your intuition. Your intuition is where your answer lies. You know, it's funny, I'm seeing the 9 of Wands, and I'm thinking of a past life, and I'm seeing the Strength card, and I'm thinking about the wisdom I've gained from this, and I feel like this is what I'm being asked to pull upon, right? This could be a very spiritual type thing. Some of you may be thinking about opening or expanding some type of spiritual business. I get that a lot, but why wouldn't I? It's what I do, right? You know, like attracts like. We have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Possible Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have a lot of Scorpio already on the board, and we do have Pisces on the board. Well, we have everyone. We have Cancer here too. But what's the Knight do? The Knight is on a mission, right? The Knight is sent out. Where is he being sent from? Source himself. From Source is sending out this Knight. This Knight is bringing you this cup. This cup is some type of fulfillment. Now, for some of you, maybe it's love. But it's either a love of a person or love of a craft, love of anything, really. So Source itself is sending this Knight out. A Knight does not stop until its mission is completed. So if it needs to travel lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, because it keeps getting refused with the High Priestess in reverse, it's almost like someone's coming to you and saying, we're meant to be together, and you're like, I don't even feel your energy. Well, that's because you're not remembering. You're too, you're in your head. You're thinking about, you're forgetting that you're more than just this earthly character, right? But nonetheless, this knight will complete its mission, whether it needs to keep coming back or not, to give you this cup of fulfillment. Ten of Wands follows that. Wow, no wonder the High Priestess is in reverse right there. So this is a heavy burden. This is a lot of responsibility. Sometimes responsibility of others, right? But what's the one thing is happening through this Ten of Wands? I'm getting stronger. I'm going to have some type of realization through it. Maybe that realization is that these are not my wands to carry. Maybe it is, I feel responsible to my place of employment, because what will they do without me? Well, that's their problem, and you know what I'm saying, right? So it's heavy energy. It's heavy energy, and what it's doing is covering up your intuition. It's almost like the moon, right? It's putting a shadow, casting a shadow over your intuition. But I'm telling you, this knight is not going to quit. The knight is not going to quit, and there's a lot of strength that opens up your reading. It's all coming towards you, period. So, in some way, this cup changes your world. Okay, I already know that, because if I go down next to that, we have the Three of Wands. So it puts you in a very optimistic type of energy, an energy where you believe in yourself, right? I believe I can do this. Not naive though. Like, maybe there will be some hurdles. Knight of Wands says, you know what? You'll get through those hurdles. Knight of Cups is saying, we're going to help you. You're not alone, right? Source sent me directly to you, and I will not quit until you receive this cup. All right, let's keep going. We have the Page of Cups. I was going to call him the Fool, but it's Page of Cups. And then we have the Five of Cups. So, to me, the Page of Cups, number one, talks about the atmosphere. This is how I see it, the atmosphere. And it talks about love being in the air, whether I feel it or not. Okay, whether I feel it or not. Here, probably not. I'm too focused on this heavy responsibility, this burden. It can even be talking about the coronavirus and the fear that it's been creating, and all that. But what it's saying is, I feel like when that High Priestess flips over, and it does, and by the way, I mean, they're connected, you feel that something is right. So the Page of Cups is, we could say, the messenger, right? Love is in the air. Love is coming. It's coming. The cup is coming. The cup is coming. But what does it ask of you first? It asks you to have a balance, an emotional balance within yourself, almost like the Eight of Cups. This is a time when a period, maybe the Ten of Wands. What did I learn from it? I learned to love myself. I learned to trust my intuition. I learned that I am deserving. All of those things, right? I am putting myself first, not in a selfish way at all, but in a tremendous growth way. Then we have the Five of Cups attached to that, with the Three of Wands. So the Five of Cups is about focus. Our focus in the Five of Cups is about the three cups that have been knocked over. Or knocked over. Looking right at it. This often feels like the cloak of the hermit to me. Like I'm healing from this emotional situation. Maybe something happened 3 times, right? Maybe this is the 3rd try. If that's the case, if it relates to how you make your money, I want you to think about some of the most successful people in the world, they have had failure. It's what you do with it, right? Just because you fail doesn't mean it's over. Maybe I just need to change something up, right? Because there's 2 cups behind this person. And we know the Knight is on a mission to bring you this cup. This is kind of the energy of where the High Priestess is in reverse, right? My focus is more on the emotional aspects, right, and what didn't go right, and that type of thing, kind of giving up on love. And I like that the Page of Cups is with that, because this is self-healing, right? This is understanding also, emotional understanding of, you know, why things happen a certain way. This is taking our own responsibility for ourselves in all ways, good and bad, you know, because it's about loving ourselves, but not in an egotistical way. So anyways, the 5 of Cups is saying the focus has been on what had been lost and how it felt, right? Strength card is saying, you know, I feel like you're receiving a healing over that. 2 cups behind him says, don't give up on your dream, whether that be love, whether that be career. And I'm saying career, but I mean it as in something that you want to do, something that will bring you joy, bring you true satisfaction. You, okay? So it's there. It's in the atmosphere. And some of you, because the High Priestess did flip over, it's allowing you to start to feel that, right? There are those ships. Again, they're not right. I mean, they're not here yet, but they're on their way. They're on their way. If it relates to love, because I'm not going to ignore that we have the Lovers here, and the 6 of Cups, that I'm not going to ignore that this could certainly talk about someone of the past. And it's like someone arriving. This could also be you arriving to them. Remember, we can always flip this. So someone arriving, someone coming in, someone who clearly has had their own struggles because they need to get through that wave. That way, you know, we can't ignore that there's that one wave before I reach shore. I don't think anyone is ignoring it. But there it is. For some, what is that wave? It is the 5 of Cups. It is realizing that, listen, things happen in our past, but that doesn't mean that has to be how our future will be. It's just true realization of our emotional self. And I know it's also talking about work for a lot of you because, well, let's keep going. Let's get our cards out. Look at that. We have the 8 of Cups coming over the 3 of Pentacles. So some of you do want to leave a current job, a current position. Maybe you want to strike out on your own. Maybe you're feeling intuitively guided to strike out on your own. The 8 of Cups, this is about getting my emotional house in order. Remember here, this is what the person is focusing on, the loss, why these cups are turned over. Page is saying it is giving you the ability to love yourself again, to allow yourself to have joy in your life again. There's many times we stop our own joy. In this 8 of Cups, this person is walking away from the 8 of Cups. The house is in order. It's nice and neat. You know, I figured out what I needed to figure out. Pointing right up to the High Priestess. Again, I think some of you, you know, it's about a spiritual business, or just adding your intuition into what you're about to do or what you do. You know, adding your intuition, following your gut, and that'll take you far, right? Where's this person walking to? Within the 8 of Cups, they're walking to the 9 of Cups, and that is self-fulfillment. That is my happy place, right? That's where I feel good. I feel good. We have the Death card again. So, card Scorpio. Some of you, this person is a Scorpio, no doubt. But we have the Death card again attached to this Knight of Cups, coming from Judgment. And I feel like this is being very loud and very clear that your loved ones who have crossed over before you are helping to direct, helping you, sending you messages. And I don't know, I feel like some of these messages are very clear. And I know some of you are ignoring them, even though it's exactly what you want. It may not look exactly like you want. We always got to remember that. But listen, it brings in fulfillment for you. Clearly, your spirit guides, your guardian angel is trying to reach you. Wants you to walk to that Nine of Cups. Wants you to be it wants you to feel good again, right? And, well, let's see. So we have the Prince of Swords. Prince of Swords coming over the Death card. Prince of Swords, communication. High Priestess in reverse. Because of the heavy burden I am under, right? Death card again. Judgment attached to it. Trying to reach you. Trying to communicate with you. Some of you, this may be actual communication. Some of you may be very psychic and you feel that you haven't received messages lately, like it's just been turned off. Well, that was just for a period, I feel. Some of you, this is about taking some type of speaking arrangement where you become the speaker. Some of you, I feel like this is about you speaking up. With the Ten of Wands, saying to someone perhaps, you know what, these really aren't all my wands, and I'm only willing to carry some of them, not all of them. Speaking my mind. It's in the upright, so I'm not worried about it at all. Let's keep going. We're going to take another one more on the second line. Well, hello, Chariot again. So what is this? The third Chariot. So we're getting a lot of threes. Things are coming out and in threes. The Trinity, I don't know. So the Chariot is coming over the Death card. I mean, I feel like we have true spiritual guidance here. Some of you, this is definitely talking about your twin flame, your soulmate, a love. It doesn't have to be a love that you have been with in this lifetime, but it is talking about love. I know love comes up a lot in my readings, and I used to not like that, be like, people are going to get tired of that, but the truth of the matter is, it's all about love. And I don't mean just love of a partner, I mean love in the world. Loving our neighbors, right? Loving ourselves, loving our community. It is about love and the light. So here's the Chariot coming over that Ten of Wands, coming over the Death card. I feel like some of you need to speak up about some harsh things that may be happening. Maybe you feel for some reason that, I need to carry these wands. It's my punishment. Because the High Priestess is in reverse, you're not hearing that, no. I feel like I just need to keep saying it, like, no, you do not need to carry all these wands. You do not need to walk to the tower unless you want to. The Chariot gives you the ability, if you tune in, to take it anywhere you want to take it, right? The Chariot, you can fly. You're above traffic. You're above the people. You can fly here. A lot of history I'm feeling also within that. I don't know why. And I'm noticing that there's the perfect place to put a key. It reminds me of like the skeleton key, with it, those old skeleton keys. I grew up in an old Victorian home and each door had one. And I always appreciated that. I don't know. I just did. Hmm. You know, I feel like your loved ones are like banging, maybe banging on your door, banging on your walls. You might be hearing footsteps, and, you know, maybe before you used to hear like, sounds like a horse. And now you're hearing, you know, it's getting louder and louder and louder, or you're, you know, and that's what spirit will do. Because this night wants to complete its mission, wants to give you this couple fulfillment. And if you're not paying attention to the signs, again, I feel like this night is not going to quit until it has finished its mission. So the signs are getting bigger and louder, and I just want you to pay attention to it. Let's keep going. We're going to come down to the people now. So now we're going to look at the King of Pentacles, which could very much be us. But some of you, like myself, are maybe involved with another Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn here. Let's see what this King is about. When we think of the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles is the king who sees the big picture, right? He sees the big picture of it all. I often think of him as the business owner, but a great business owner. I think of him as a banker. I think of him as many different things. I think of him as the construction worker. But when I say that, I mean I think of him as someone who is focused on his money. Is focused on his foundation. But listen, it's coming from some beautiful energy, so not in a selfish way. Again, this may be someone who is about to give a loan. That with the wheel. Second time for the wheel. Well, hello, Ten of Pentacles. Destiny. What follows? What's part of your destiny? The Ten of Pentacles. You know, this is a beautiful card for Virgo. Because, and I don't mean that like, you know, all we care about is our money. No. But we know that without a strong foundation, that tower can come in at any time and crack. And everything falls apart, right? We know that. Maybe that's what the Nine of Wands is talking about. Maybe this is the third try with something. But you know what? Virgos are great at not giving up. But if we're not paying attention to our intuition, and then we get into our head, we will give up. Anyway, here's the wheel again, right? Something's coming, because we have the Fool. Something is coming. Something that's destined for you. Why? Because you wanted it. And remember, everything is your seed of intention. The Ten of Pentacles. Well, you know, that's wealth. That is abundance. That's family money. That it's many different things, but the one thing it started with a super strong foundation. For some of you, this could be talking about coming together with this this Knight King of Pentacles. And listen, this is someone who definitely would have a job, probably a good job. You probably have a good job, and it's, you know, the 2 5s come together, make that 10. But it's also touching a little bit of this King of Wands. So let's keep going. Also, the Ten of Pentacles is falling under the 8 of Cups. So when does the Ten of Pentacles come in? And I've said this a lot this month. When our emotional house is in order. Because otherwise, our intuition's just going to turn around. We're going to keep doing what we don't want to keep doing, right? We're going to keep staying with who we don't want to keep staying with. We're going to keep taking care of everybody else's problems and not taking care of ours, right? Prince of Cups here is saying, this is your turn, your time to make what you want of it, right? For you to make what you want of it. Some of you, it's saying you need to speak up. You need to talk about what it is that you want to do, or release some of, you know, it's like cutting some of that wood to release some of the weight. And then the Chariot awaits, right? The Chariot awaits. It's part of your destiny. We know that. Here it is again. This is your spirit, your guardian angel saying, this is a very destined time. This is abundance. It's true abundance. We have the Nine of Swords coming over this King of Wands. Look at that. We have the Ten of Swords coming over the Fool. And then we have the Three of Wands again. Did I say that was Wands? Swords. Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. And then the Three of Wands, excuse me, coming over the wheel. Listen, you have the wheel, where is it? You have the wheel here with the Three of Wands underneath it. You have the Three Wands on top of the wheel here. So I feel like it's once I allow myself to begin this new journey, whatever it is, it begins. So let's go back to this King of Wands. This King of Wands brings out the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Yet, I have the Ten of Pentacles right there with the wheel. So I feel like somehow this King of Wands is maybe telling you, maybe this is the person you need to talk to up here, telling you, maybe you're afraid to leave them, right? Whether that be an employee, whether that be a lover, whoever it might be. Like, Nine of Swords is the energy of excess worry. Like, I am so worried, but I'm worrying about things that I don't need to be within the Nine of Swords. That's what the Nine of Swords is about. It tells you that the majority of what you're worrying about, you do not need to worry about. And what happens if I keep worrying about something over and over and over again? It starts to blow up in my mind. Well, it's showing it immediately within the Ten of Swords. But what it's also showing is, in this Ten of Swords, is this person is face up. He sees the swords coming towards him, right? Doesn't make it easier. All I mean is, you know, of course some of these were unexpected, but some of these were expected and allowed, right? So I feel like this King of Wands in some way may be saying, like, you can't do this, you won't succeed, right? Because he's coming next to the Fool, so almost like telling you, you know, you'll never make it as the Fool. You'll never make it as the Fool, because he also has the Moon attached to him, so he's bringing you some shadow type energy. I feel like this King of Pentacles, to be honest, it is us, but I also feel it is talking about other earth signs that are connected with us, to us. And then this King of Wands, you know, let's say you're in love with the King of Wands. I don't mean, you don't have to look at it as like when I say this is against us, as every fire sign is against you. No, what it's saying is the King of Wands, which is about someone who would absolutely take action, right? Who absolutely would follow, would do what they want to do, is the energy that's bringing out the 9 and 10 of Swords. So I feel like it is someone, whether it is of today, and I do feel like it's of today, only because I feel like for some of you, you need to speak up, you know, give some of those wands back to this king, but there's a lot of fear wrapped around it. A lot of fear wrapped around it. I'm worried, maybe I'm worried about what their opinion will be, you know, whatever it is. It then takes you directly to the Ten of Swords. So it tells me a couple things. It tells me that you've been in this energy of worry for quite a bit now. To the point, when I see the Ten of Swords or the Ten of Wands, I often feel that I wish that the Tower would come in. Maybe I am I'm so unsure of making a change. I'm afraid of making a change, even though I want to, but I'm afraid of it, right? And I'm afraid of being the fool, that I hold myself in place, that I continue to take this type of energy, that I continue to live a life of unsatisfaction. But then the Three of Wands comes out. So, and the Fool, okay? So the Ten of Swords is coming over the Fool. With this King of, or I'm sorry, with the Page of Swords here, again, I feel like whatever the fear is, I'm going to turn it around. So if I need to talk, if I need to speak up, then I'm going to speak up. But it's about cutting things. Think of the sword, whoosh, cutting things out that are not my responsibility to hang on to, right? It's not my job to keep your business running, you know, A-okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying there. You know, feeling guilty for wanting to leave my position because of what may happen to their business. Well, that is their business, right? This is about you doing you. This Nine of Swords can absolutely stop you in your tracks. And it is fear-based. And someone who is crossed over is trying to reach you, trying to move you out of that energy and put you back into the energy of the Fool. I feel like for some, it's about leaving this King of Wands behind because the Fool's looking right at him. And there's no way the Fool is going to start the next journey carrying these Ten of Swords. No, the Fool's the opposite of that. The Fool says, you know what, I've taken a moment and I have cleared my emotional house through the Eight of Cups. I have looked at myself and what I deserve. Some of you is about someone, you know, someone from the past who showed up and, you know, giving yourself permission to give it a try, remembering or now allowing yourself to feel, because the High Priestess flipped itself up, allowing myself to feel that those two cups still exist. There's two cups here, and then the Eight of Cups, well, if we want to talk about the 10, there's two cups that we have yet to discover, okay? We've yet to discover. So I do feel like your guides, your guardian angel, whoever it is going to get through to you in some way. Again, it's going to get louder. It's going to somehow, I feel like they're not going to quit. Because here you are, again, in the Three of Wands energy. So, and you know what? I don't see any ships in this card. But what I do know, because it's with the wheel, is I'm walking my destined path now. This is about me walking my destined path. You know, the wands are protection. The wands are, you know, sometimes I think it's like the walking stick, right? When I get tired, I can rely on my wands to move me. You know, barefoot, just like the Fool would ask you to be, right? Doesn't seem like anything is, I'm noticing like, for some of you, this is about a cowboy. This is about a cowboy. Okay, let's keep going. So we're going to come down to the Princess of Wands now. Princess of Wands. She is someone who pays attention to her intuition. She's learning about intuition. She's learning about spirituality, but she wants to, right? This is the princess. I often feel is someone who's about to gain a lot of growth in whatever it is that she's seeking. Well, she's below the King of Pentacles, so for some of you, she's seeking this King of Pentacles. But she pays attention to her intuition. Again, she's learning about it, but she moves through life based on her intuition pretty easily. The moon is right beside her. So I could see the slowing of that a little. Okay, let's see what we got here. Look at that. Well, there's your Ace of Pentacles. So this is one of the ships. This is abundance. This is abundance that comes to your everyday world. This is something you can feel, you can touch. For some of you, this is your business. You know, it's a sign. Maybe I am your sign saying that your business will be abundant, right? As long as you're willing to put the focus into it, you will be abundant. If some of you are like going for a loan to even maybe to buy a home, here it is, you know, here it comes, you know, and then I'm all of a sudden thinking about the coronavirus again, and, you know, and what it's doing to us financially. But maybe we're not supposed to think about that, right? Maybe that's not supposed to stop us from, you know what I find also? I find because we are self-isolating, that at least this is what's coming out in my readings, that many of us are going to start realizing some talent that we have. Some of us are going to start doing the things that we would not have done otherwise. So, though disasters are horrible, there is usually a blessing. Okay, there's usually a blessing. If you're meant in this lifetime to have, remember, this is about your destined path. But I feel like if you're watching, this is for you. So, this is coming over the Princess of Wands. So she's someone who will notice the opportunity. She will notice the blessing. We have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups coming over the moon. Wow, that makes sense, right? And I know I'm reading the moon as a shadow. The moon has many different aspects to it. The moon truly does have many different aspects to it. And we just went through a full moon, by the way. Also, card of Cancer. So I know that some of you, this is about a Cancer. Probably what you feel is your other half. But anyway, so the Seven of Cups comes over the moon, also attached to the 9 and 10 of Swords. So I'm having a hard time deciding whether this Ace of Pentacles is for me. Is it good for me? Should I do it, right? Is it fake? All those things, those types of questions arise. Seven of Cups, sometimes you know, maybe I'm going through a hard time, so I'm influenced, or I'm self-sabotaging myself. Maybe, I don't know. There can be a million different reasons why. But one of them is mental. One of them is I'm afraid to make a decision. I'm afraid I'm going to choose the wrong one, right? Because I can't see what's in front of me. But the Three of Wands is telling you, don't worry about what will be out there. Worry about today. And each step, with the Eight of Pentacles, each step you take towards these ships, or these ships towards you, know that they will be abundant. You have the 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Pentacles, that, I don't know, kind of proves that to you, right? But nonetheless, this exists. This is real. This is what many of us go through. I'm afraid to love again, right? I'm afraid to love again because, listen, I have 10 damn swords in me, right? But Spirit saying, but listen, 5 of those swords you knew were coming, and you took them anyway. Just know your part in them, right? But fear is what's stopping a lot of people from their abundance, from hearing their guides' messages. Look at this. We have the Empress. Beautiful energy. She's coming over the Fool and the Two of Wands. So for some of you, the person who's trying to reach you is your mother. I get mothers in here all the time. I just do. You know, I just do. I get a lot of mothers who come into my readings. And she's the Empress, right? She talks about the strength that one has. I feel like she's reminding you of, you know, the strength, the journeys that you have already gone through, and the wisdom you have collected through that. She's a very nurturing energy. but she nurtures herself first. And again, not in an egotistical way. She just knows that if I don't love myself, then I can't truly give to the world in all of my light. Very strong character. Very strong character. Coming over the Fool and also the Two of Wands. So, many of you, it is your mother trying to reach you, trying to get you out of this fear-based type energy, you know, telling you, if nothing else, trying to bring you comfort, right? Letting you know that abundance is there. Some of you you may have recently lost your mother, and there can be some, you know what happens after someone passes, and not all families are generous. So it can be a little bit of, you know, who gets what do we do? Everybody wants everything, right? That type of thing. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like we got to take worry out of it. I feel like Mom is saying, take the fear factor out of it. Be the Fool. Don't live in regret. You know, if you say no to this Knight up here who wants to bring you a couple fulfillment, you may regret it. You may regret it. Some of you are in a horrible relationship, and I do feel it is your mother or grandmother, that type of energy that's trying to push you out of it, wants you to start new, right? Wants you to know that there's so much more. Let's keep going. The Four of Cups. So to me, this is being unsatisfied in one's life. You know, it's discernment, but I feel it's also about being unsatisfied. You know, she's looking down at these three cups, and she has, I don't know, like sorrow on her face. But look at this. You know, here's this a cup. So many of your cards are showing these cups that you don't see. That's the thing. Like, we're not seeing them. They already exist, but we're not seeing them, right? Again, we can see where she's focused on. She's focused on these cups. She's sitting next to this tree, you know, and I'm seeing these cups, and they're not knocked over. And I feel like for some of you, it's relating to perhaps losing your mother, you know, but you didn't lose her, you know, and I feel like the mother figure wanted me to say, it's not about, you didn't lose me, we're always connected, right? We're always connected, you're just not feeling me, but sitting next to that tree, to me, this is about wisdom, you know, lifetimes and lifetimes of wisdom that you can use for your satisfaction, right? Here's that cup. Unsatisfied, dissatisfied in my life. Some of you are in a relationship that, or let's just say it can even be a work relationship where you are not getting what you deserve, right? You're carrying other people's burdens where it's not your responsibility. You're choosing to do some of that. It's saying, you know, you can let some of those wands go. I'm not going to say you can let them all go. Maybe this is about a divorce and you have 2 children, so you're going to still carry 4 wands. Well, that's a heck of a lot lighter than 10, right? And it's like he's pushing those wands, almost like I'm pushing them to where? To the edge. Okay, let's keep going. I want to keep going. I want to actually, yeah, I'm going to take some cards underneath too, because I don't feel like this message is over yet. It's funny, I have the 4, and then the Empress is 3, so that's a 7. Right next to the 7. 10 and the 10 and the 10. 13 and the 3. Another 10. 8. I thought that was an 8. It's a 2, but it looked like an 8 for a second. I don't know why all these numbers are jumping out to me. 10, 9, 10. It was great at one time. It went down. Can I bring it back up? Some of you are becoming the Empress. You know, and what I mean by that is, you know, another way to look at the Empress is someone who's had quite a life, who has traveled through each of the Queen's journeys, and has gone through the ups and downs of each one, but it's only made her stronger when he or she, by the way, when she truly sees herself for who she truly is. She recognizes she has no regret of, you know, she doesn't live her life from regret. Maybe at one time, but this is about us recognizing the Empress in each of us, right? In each of us. The Four of Cups right next to that. I'm also feeling like, you know, I am dissatisfied in my life. And then I have the Three of Wands right above that. I do want to do this. I do want to do this. But to do this, I would need to speak up. And that is where my fear comes from. Well, you have too much spiritual help to be afraid. And if you're afraid, I feel like if you speak up, what you're afraid will happen will not happen. I'm not saying that life will be like nothing will be said, or you don't want to deal with anything. But what I feel like is you're making it so big in your head now that no wonder you're fearful to take the next step. You're afraid to take a chance. Because you're afraid of what's going to happen, like within the Ten of Swords. And I feel like the Empress with the Fool is saying no. You know, it maybe it's, you know, uncomfortable for a moment, but that will be temporary. All right, we have the Six of Wands, which is the card of victory. Not just victory, but this is, you know, this is like, do you ever like you're with someone and like everything you said, like they took it the wrong way? Like, why don't people understand my perspective? They don't understand how I'm trying to say something. This is the opposite of that. This is where people get it. Like, okay, I get what you're saying. This is where sometimes people look to you for your advice, right? To see what you're going to do next, right? They want to follow you. This is you changing a perspective and everyone else following that. This is a beautiful card. It can become egotistical if we let it, right? Because maybe it's, you know, it's like when I get a lot of great comments from a reading, I'm always careful not to let it go to my head and to accept it, because really the majority of the credit goes to spirit, right? I'm the messenger. So it's not an egotistical type of energy. It can be, but I don't feel like it is. But it puts you in the winning seat. And hello, it's touching the Ace of Pentacles, right? With the Princess of Wands there, who's like, hell yeah, I'll do this. Hell yeah, I'll be the leader. Yes, I'm going to step forward. You know, she doesn't live in fear. Let's keep going. I feel like also if it's like making a decision, like you will make the right decision. Again, listen for those footsteps that are getting louder and louder and louder. Your neighbors are going to start complaining and like, what is all that noise over there? Listen to music. You may be getting some messages. You are getting messages. How are you getting them? It may be different for everyone. I get a lot through music. I get a lot from my son through music. A lot. And I just know. Like, I know. Like, I'm at the point now where I feel like I know when it's from a loved one or if I'm just being wishful. You know, that type of thing. You know, I feel like there's someone who's also perhaps going to say yes to a Pisces, right? Willing, not, well, I don't know why I'm even saying willing, but, you know, maybe before I was worried about joining up with this Pisces, but now with the Empress and the Two of Wands there, I'm I'm in the yes position, right? More than the no position. I'm moving much closer to the yes position. We have the Ace of Swords. So this is kind of funny because, you know, it's touching the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is, should I? Is this the right one? The Ace of Swords is the yes card. I used to do readings a long time ago. I should do them again because I really enjoyed them, where I would do 3 cards and I would do yes and no readings. And the Ace of Swords to me is always the yes card. So, you know, if someone's questioning, should I accept that Ace of Pentacles? Am I choosing the right, you know, am I making the right decision? The answer is yes. If it's not coming from fear, right? Because this yes is all coming from Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the King of Wands. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Look at the fire. Fire. A lot of fire in your reading. So, we have the Seven of Wands coming over the Two of Wands. This may just simply say that you need to defend your position. Defend your decision. You know, but you know, like if I need to defend something here, I already know that people are going to see it your way, but this is standing up for oneself, standing your ground, right? But I want to do this. Well, you can't do it. Stand your ground. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it's coming by this King of Wands again. So it's almost like you're defending yourself about this King of Wands, whoever this represents. And again, it can be an Aries, Leo, Sag, but it simply may be the energy of someone who would normally tell you to do something is stepping in your way, getting in your way. But it's saying defend yourself over that, stand your ground. Two of Wands is right underneath it. It's knowing that, listen, no, maybe I don't have a full plan in front of me that I can show you, but I know what I know, right? I know what I know. I feel this night coming in. I feel that there's this abundance, that it is coming for me. I mean, here it is, right? Here it is. And whether this king can see it or not, to me, I have to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Because this is not about this king's journey. This is about your journey. And look what comes over the Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot, the Eight of Wands. You know, to me, this is the energy of what I think about, I bring about. But this is, I'm thinking in a positive way here. I'm in the Wands. I can do this. It can be mine, right? We can make this work. That type of thing. It's wanting to manifest. It's the universe responding to your energy. I'm putting out positive energy, and positive energy is coming right back for me. This is being heard, and you know, it can be reversed. The universe is sending all this positive energy your way, and you are now finally receiving it. You are now receiving it, because what follows, or what is coming over, is the Chariot and the Eight of Pentacles. So, and by the way, 8 and an 8. If I put my focus on however this is, I make my pentacles. And by the way, this says don't forget about your creativity, because it's something that you love. Here's more cups right here too. Whatever it is, if you put your focus, your true focus upon it, it's going to happen. And it can happen quickly. This shows us growth, like very fast moving energy. To the point, for some, it can be chaotic, right? Like, whoa, I did not think my business would take off like this. And now, you know, and look at the orders I have now, you know. It's a good problem to have, right? That's a good problem to have, because you'll get through it. You'll figure it out. You know, the Eight of Pentacles is about going in as the apprentice, but emerging as the master. So this tells you that you can master your skill, whatever that may be. For some of you, it's love, mastering love. Maybe it's everything, mastering everything, right? We can become the masters of our lives. Why not? Why not? And when we focus on it, it can happen very, very quickly in quite a divine way with the Chariot, right? This is balance, number one. This is allowing, this is being open. This is kind of like the Six of Pentacles all of a sudden, like being open to receiving the love, the help from above. This is trusting of yourself also. This is, if it speaks about love, it's talking about both partners being balanced on the same vibration, because truly that's what it is. You need to be on the same vibration. But this is of the highest vibration. And it's ready. Like whatever that Ace of Pentacles represents to you, when you focus on it, whatever you're going to do with it, it's going to grow. And it's going to grow quickly. If it's love, it's going to grow. And it's going to grow quickly. It's like you can take it anywhere you want. Maybe you take it around the world. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do with it. And that's where I'm going to leave that. But I'm also going to do an oracle card. So let me pick these up real quick. While I'm fumbling. Just got to turn that intuition around. Remember that. That's how it started. You're being called to action, right? You're being called. You're being, the signs are being sent. This is about a rebirth. You can do it. You can do it. If you're thinking you can't, but you want to, this is telling you the opposite. You can do it. Yes, you can. All right. Let's pull Mother Mary card. By the way, while I shuffle these, if you're interested in a personal reading, I now put all the information right below the video in the, what do they call that? The, I don't know. But all the information is there. I'm about 2 weeks, it's about a 2-week wait period. I was up, it was over a month, but I have been working hard. And, I'm saying 2 weeks probably at the latest. It could be much sooner than that. But it's all there for you. And the reason why I did that is because I'm terrible at answering emails. So that way, it's there. Forgiveness. Giving and receiving, which is funny, which is kind of like the Six of Pentacles, and I kind of felt that energy already. Forgiveness. I feel like for someone, forgiveness may be talking about a mother who has crossed over. All right, let's read. Out with the old and in with the new is the message contained within this card. If you're feeling like you're stuck in a reoccurring bad dream, the culprit is likely contained within stored unforgiveness. Throughout life, everyone has endured painful experiences. You're not alone. However, you do have a choice as to whether to continue suffering from the aftereffects of those experiences. Forgiveness is the purifying, detoxifying agent that allows you to move forward in a whole new way. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you're endorsing the negative behavior. It simply means you're unwilling to store the toxic burden of anger within you. It's a Ten of Wands. And good for you for making this life-changing decision. After all, your anger only hurts you, not the offending person. So call upon Mother Mary for help in releasing old emotional burdens. Dear Mother Mary, thank you for putting your healing hands upon my heart and mind to draw out the darkness of my judgments, blame, and anger towards others. Please help me, beloved Mother, to see myself and all others as you do, and be purified in my perceptions. Wow, that's just like so many of your cards. All right, giving and receiving. Interesting. They're right next to each other. Interesting. Synchronicities. This is a message about bringing your life into greater balance. Are you resentful of your role as caretaker? Do you feel like you're being used or unappreciated? If so, you need to balance your giving tendencies through creating and noticing opportunities to receive. If this seems impossible because others aren't cooperating, then Mother Mary will help you heal this pattern. Occasionally, people will be imbalanced in overgiving, where they're taking or expecting to receive more than they're willing to give. Signs of this include feeling stuck or stagnant, experiencing a lack of new opportunities or financial difficulties. Both patterns are easily elevated by practicing daily giving and receiving. That is the Page of Cups. You can even count how many times you give and make sure to receive an equal number of times. Examples of giving include smiling at a person or saying hello, volunteering your help, making a donation, thank you, offering a sincere compliment, thank you, I should have said that, making time for someone, and being a good listener. Examples of receiving include noticing beauty around you, saying thank you and meaning it, feeling appreciation and gratitude for your current blessings, and requesting and accepting someone's help. I feel like the Empress is also representing Mother Mary for many of us in this, well, for all of us in this reading, along with, some who have lost their mother. I don't want to say lost, but I definitely feel the loving hand of Mother Mary in this reading. And these cards were, I feel, exactly what we needed to hear. So I'm just simply going to say thank you for allowing me to read for you again for another month. Remember, these are timeless. Though I have to, put a date on them, they're timeless. Whenever you see it is when you're meant to see it. If you've seen it once, but there's something that triggers you 3 months from now about the reading, go back and see it again. Whatever it is you need, right? Whenever you're open to receiving. But this just felt quite beautiful to me. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to your guides and my guides, to Mother Mary, to God, and to everyone who makes an effort to put their positive light out there. The light workers of the world right now, you know, God bless you. Just keep shining your light. Keep shining your light. Keep believing in yourself. And when that Knight of Cups comes in, it wants to bring you fulfillment. I hope you say yes. I hope you allow yourself to receive. Thank you so much, my loves. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.